What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another video. My name is Blaze Redemption, and today what I have for you guys is yet again another brand new video. So for today's video, guys, I'm going to be giving you some tips and tricks on how you can increase your accuracy in Call of Duty Cold War, as well as control the recoil on many of the weapons across the class setups in this game. So jumping straight off, I do want to ask if you guys are brand new to the channel to go ahead and subscribe. It does help out a whole lot. If these tips do go on to help you guys in any way, shape, form, or fashion, feel free to go ahead and drop a like, as well if you guys do go on to enjoy today's video. If you guys want to know of any other tips and tricks, feel free to let me know down in the comment section down below, as I always read those comments and I will definitely respond as well as make a video. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys some tips. So tip number one I have for you guys for actually controlling your recoil is going to be your class setup. Now, I know if you guys have been watching any of these best class setups or tips and tricks, better yet, you guys will hear that a whole lot. Your class setup, your class setup, your class setup. I'm literally always drilling that into your head when it comes down to getting better at the game. Your class setup is the #1 most important thing for getting better at the game, because if you don't have the right attachments on your weapon or the right class in general as far as the perks and equipment goes, then chances are you won't even much be getting, you won't really improve at the game. So the first thing that I'd highly recommend you guys doing, if you guys don't have a high accuracy and you want to get a better accuracy as well as control the recoil, is put an optic on your weapon. Now, me personally, I like to run stuff like the mill stop reflex, I think it's called, or the quick dot LED, or any of those red dot type of optics on my weapon, because they automatically give me a better accuracy, I feel like, especially in close and medium range gunfights. Now, long range, it can become a little bit tricky, and you'll have to use other techniques to help you control the recoil, but nonetheless, it definitely still will help you guys with winning more long range gunfights, especially if you're using that over the iron sight. If you have an optic on your weapon, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna have 10 times better accuracy than you will with an iron sight, because it's just way easier to control the recoil and hit shots up on the enemy, because I mean, all you really have to do is put the red dot on the enemy, and then it's easy to hit shots. But the next tip that I have for you guys is going to be putting some sort of a grip on your weapon. Now, me personally, I like to use the second to last grip that you guys actually unlock. This works for all weapon classes. The second to last grip usually gives you guys a plus in the vertical recoil control as well as the horizontal recoil control, and that is drastically going to help you guys improve your accuracy, because your weapon won't be kicking around as much, and you guys will have a significant, a significantly more oh my god you guys will have a significantly better chance of winning gunfights, because like I said, you have no recoil, virtually no recoil, if you have the right class setup. Now, also, there are a couple of different types of barrels that you guys can put on your weapon. I kind of tend to steer away from the last barrel that you unlock, but for some of my classes I actually do have it on it. Like for instance, my AK-74U, I actually do use the last barrel that you unlock. Typically with the last barrel, it increases the damage as well as the effective damage range as well as the bullet velocity, but you take away from a few things, possibly like the vertical and the horizontal recoil control, as well as maybe potentially the ADS speed or shooting movement speed or aim walking speed. So be careful when you guys are actually making your class setups, so that you don't actually end up making a mistake and picking a class that, or a barrel better yet, that takes away from your accuracy. Make sure you guys are actually reading what the different attachments do for your weapon when you guys are actually choosing them. If you guys do want, I have a bunch of different class setups on my channel that typically give you guys the best accuracy as well as the highest firepower for the weapons, so you guys will easily be able to kill enemies while you guys are actually trying to go for streaks and things of that nature right there. Now, I can say that a lot of times that the suppressor also as a muzzle definitely does increase the accuracy on the weapon. I feel like if it's been like that you know, since I can always remember in Call of Duty, even going back to Modern Warfare 3 and Black Ops 2 and things of that nature right there. Suppressors tend to give you guys better accuracy. I don't know why. Sometimes they even increase the firing rate, which honestly makes no sense at all, considering that you're suppressing the fire. You should be taking away from the bullet velocity with a suppressor and potentially even the effective damage range. But try to suppress on your weapon. Me personally, I like to use the GRU suppressor or the GRU suppressor, whichever one you guys actually like to you know, use. But personally, the GRU suppressor seems to be more effective for especially long range gunfights and mid range gunfights. So those tips right there, pretty much like I said, the class setup is very important. So just make sure, like I said, when you guys are making your class setups, that you actually are paying attention to what each attachment does to your weapon, as far as the firepower, the accuracy, the speed, and all those things right there. You know, the accuracy as well, so that you guys are actually making good class setups that benefit you as a player, and it's going to help you guys win more gunfights. Now, moving on, another thing that I can say will definitely increase your accuracy on this game, whenever you guys first get online, if you guys actually have the time, go ahead and go into a private match and turn on the veteran bots. You can put like 8 bots or something in the game and turn on free fall, put on a small map as well as a large map, so you guys have some sort of variety, and then go ahead and turn your aim assist off as well as your target assist off, and practice on trying to line up your sights and kill enemies with, or kill the bots better yet, without having target and aim assist on. Back whenever I was a lower skilled player and I was trying to improve my accuracy, I definitely seen this to be a very helpful thing for me for improving my accuracy. Now moving forward in Call of Duty these days, I honestly don't even have to do it, because my accuracy is already really good, especially with me using the class setups that I have. So do try that out. Like what I would usually do is go into a private game and I'll turn the bots on veteran. I'll probably put the score limit up to 100 or 150, turn off target and aim assist, and literally keep playing until I get my accuracy to what it would regularly be if I had the target and aim assist on. Try out classes that have optics on it, as well as classes that don't have optics on it. Try out submachine guns as well as assault rifles, so that you guys can actually get a feel for how the gun for how the gun recoils. And once you guys learn how to control your accuracy with target and aim assist off, once you turn the target and aim assist back on, it literally feels like aimbot. The target and the aim assist is so helpful for getting kills in this game. You guys will never understand, but those right there are some of my most effective tips for controlling recoil and getting better accuracy in Call of Duty. Now, the last and final tip that I have for you guys for controlling your recoil in Call of Duty is how can I put this? So for some weapons, the recoil on the weapon is usually vertical, and for other weapons it might be a little bit of vertical and then mostly horizontal. Like for instance, the recoil on the Mac 10 is mostly horizontal, but you still do get somewhat of a vertical recoil on that weapon. So what I like to do whenever I'm shooting, if you're playing with keyboard and mouse, literally all you have to do is ever so slightly drag your mouse down while you're shooting, so that you actually can control the recoil. And if you guys are playing with controller, just ever so slightly come down on the analog while you guys are actually shooting, so you can actually control the recoil. Like I say, practice with different weapons inside of private matches, so you guys can actually see what type of recoil each weapon has, so you will already be aware of what to do whenever you guys are actually playing the game in a public game. But those right there are pretty much my tips for controlling your recoil and improving your accuracy in Call of Duty. These tips, like I said, have been very helpful for me throughout the course of many years of playing Call of Duty. If you guys don't know, I've literally been playing Call of Duty since Modern Warfare 2, and I've been I was below average in Modern Warfare 2, very so below average. Or when I say that, I'm thinking about below average being 1 KD. So at that time, I think I might have had like a 0.6 KD or something like that. I was really bad at that game. And I started watching different tips and tricks on YouTube, as you guys are probably doing right now, to try to figure out how I could potentially get better at the game. And those tips definitely helped me. But throughout my experience of playing, you know, I got so much better, you know, learning about the different classes you can use, the different weapons that have really good accuracy usually, that are overpowered and things of nature right there. But that right there pretty much wraps up the video, man. I hope you guys did enjoy today's video. Once again, if you guys did, be sure to drop a like as well as subscribe. But thanks you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Hey, Yachty.